Okay, we're about to dive into the story of a piece of tech that, honestly, powers a huge chunk of our world, even if you don't realize it. It's a wild journey that kicks off with a secret project for the CIA, morphs into a global powerhouse, and now it stands like a digital fortress in the age of AI. This is the story of the Oracle database.
So to really get Oracle, you kind of have to get its co-founder, Larry Ellison. And this quote, it's pure Ellison. Back in 1977, he and his team knew they had something amazing, but they also understood a little something about marketing, and maybe a little about human nature.
Yep, you heard that right. They just skipped version 1. Their very first product was called Oracle V2 because, well, who wants to buy version 1 of anything? They wanted it to sound solid, reliable, like all the bugs were already worked out. It was a clever marketing move that really set the stage for how this company would operate.
And get this is the best part. That name, Oracle, it wasn't just pulled out of a hat. It was the code name for a CIA-funded project that Ellison had worked on. And their first ever customer was, you guessed it, the Central Intelligence Agency. So this wasn't some scrappy startup in a garage, no way. From day one, Oracle was built to handle super sensitive, mission-critical stuff.
So that's the origin story, and it's a great one. But the real secret to Oracle's success? It's just relentless evolution. This isn't software that got written once and then left alone. For more than 40 years, it has been constantly changing, adapting, getting bigger, faster, and a whole lot smarter. And the scale of that change is just staggering.
I mean, just look at the difference here. Back then, it ran in 128 kilobytes of RAM. That's less space than a single low-quality photo on your phone today. Now, it manages petabytes of data. That's millions of gigabytes, all across the globe. We're going from simple code to a system packed with AI. It's literally the difference between a paper airplane and a spaceship.
You know what's really cool is you can literally track the biggest shifts in technology just by looking at the little letters Oracle tacked onto its product names. The I was for the rise of the internet. G came along with grid computing. C was all about the cloud. And now AI tells you exactly what's at the heart of everything today, artificial intelligence. It's like a mini history lesson in a single letter. Okay, so after all that evolution, where did they end up? Right here, the Oracle Autonomous AI Lakehouse. Yeah, it's a mouthful, I know, but stick with me, because this thing represents the absolute peak of database tech right now. It's designed to be the one central, super intelligent hub for every single piece of data an organization has. All right, let's actually break down what that crazy name means. A lakehouse basically combines all kinds of data, from neat spreadsheets to messy, unstructured text. Multi-cloud just means it plays nice with all the big players. Amazon, Google, Microsoft. The built-in AI part is where it gets really cool. You can ask it questions in plain English, like, what were our best-selling products last spring? No coding required. And autonomous? This is the real game changer. It patches, tunes, and manages itself. So what does all this fancy tech actually mean for a business? Well, how about this number? According to a report from IDC, companies using this tech saw a 436% return on their investment over 3 years. That is a huge number. It's proof that this isn't just about cool technology. It's about making a massive impact on the bottom line.
But there's always a but, right? When you have all that power, when you put all of an organization's most valuable information into one single place, well, that place becomes an incredibly valuable target. It becomes data's most wanted.
And that right there is the big paradox of the modern data world, isn't it? The very thing that makes these systems so incredibly powerful, having all your data in one spot for easy analysis, is also what makes them the ultimate prize for hackers. And if you think this is a small problem, take a look at this number, $9.5 trillion. That's not a typo. That's the estimated size of the global cybercrime economy. To put that in perspective, if cybercrime were a country, its economy would be the third largest in the world, right behind the US and China. This is a global economic force we're talking about. And the scariest part? These threats are like ghosts. They sneak in. And on average, a company won't even know it's been breached for 6 months. 6! By the time anyone figures it out, the damage is long since done. So how in the world do you defend against an invisible, multi-trillion-dollar industry? You can't just put a better lock on the front door. No, you have to build a digital fortress with layer after layer of defense, all designed to protect the crown jewels, the data itself. A good defense strategy today is all about layers, and it's a cycle that never stops. First, you've got to assess your system, find all the weak spots. Then you control who gets in and what they're allowed to do.
All the while, you're constantly monitoring everything that happens for anything suspicious. And finally, you protect the data itself with stuff like encryption, so even if it gets stolen, it's totally useless.
And this is a great way to think about it. Security is not a one-size-fits-all deal, right? You wouldn't use a bank vault to protect your lunch. Your basic employee directory, that's maybe bronze-level security. But your secret financial data and your new product designs? Oh, that's platinum. That gets every lock, alarm, and guard you can possibly throw at it.
Okay, so all of this, the layers, the constant monitoring, it all leads to this really important modern idea that's completely changing cybersecurity. It's a huge shift in thinking, moving away from the old castle and moat idea to something much, much tougher.
So what is zero trust? The name kind of says it all. The old way was like a castle with a moat. If you were inside the walls, you were trusted. But the zero trust model, it trusts nobody, not even people already inside the network. It operates on a simple principle: never trust, always verify, every single time.
And you can see here, it's not just one simple idea. It's a whole strategy. You've got these different pillars, like who's logging in, what device they're using, what network they're on. But look what's right in the middle, at the very core of it all, the data. Everything is designed to protect the data.
So what does that actually look like day to day? Well, for starters, it means getting rid of simple passwords and using things like biometrics. It means enforcing what's called the principle of least privilege, so a person in marketing can't get into the engineering code. It's about encrypting everything, whether it's just sitting there or moving across the network. And it means you're always watching, always assuming a breach could happen at any second.
And that brings us full circle, all the way back to the beginning. From that secret CIA project to this AI-powered digital fortress, the story of Oracle is really the story of data itself. We've figured out how to unlock incredible power from it, but at the same time, we've created enormous risk. So the big question for every company, and really for all of us, is this: in this age of AI, is your data your biggest asset, or is it your biggest liability?